Shavua Tov, Bagut Tevoch. Tonight's story is short, but it's powerful. It makes you shake. It shakes. Story number 30 in the Shivchei haBaal Shem Tov from the Ashras Shechina, from the Shra could be the inspiration, but really is from the power of the Shechina. Rada haaretz, the earth shook. Not just the story that we referred to last week, that Baal Shem Tov was trembling, was shaking during the prayer, but I heard, says the author of the book, from the Rav of the holy community of Polonai, may he rest in peace. The author of the book told us Yaakov Yosef. Yaakov Yosef of Polonai is one of the main Talmidim of the Baal Shem Tov, from whose testimony, one of the testimonies that gathers the sources for or from which they gather the sources for this book. So it was heard from him, Rav Yaakov Yosef, that once there was a big water container on the table, I guess, or whatever, in the shul, while the Baal Shem Tov was praying, was doing his tefillah. And they could see that the water had been standing still, and suddenly this power of the Shechina and the words of the Baal Shem Tov made the earth shake, and you could see it in the water. When the water is like an indicator of seismic activity. When you have water standing still and starts shaking, things start moving, you can see it in the surface of the water. It's like a seismometer, right? So they could see how the words of the Baal Shem Tov in his davening was making this water shake. They could see how things were shaking out of his words. Like there is a pasuk, a verse, when I looked it up, in Shmois 19, Perek 19, verse pasuk 18, וההר סיני עשן כולו מפני, and here begins the quote, ירד עליו השם באש ויעל עשנו כאש הכבשן ויחרד כל ההר מאוד. Har Sinai, Mount Sinai, was smoking in its entirety because Hashem had descended upon it. This is the point, that the Shechina, Hashem, had descended upon it, and it looked like it was in fire. Its smoke ascended like the smoke of a lime pit, and the entire mountain shuddered exceedingly. So the presence of Hashem, the presence of God made Har Sinai shake and smoke, and they could see how the words of the Baal Shem Tov in the prayer meant the presence of Hashem. The Shechina was present during his prayer, and so the earth was shaking. They could see it in the water, and they tried to imply they could feel it. It was with them, this power, which reminds me of a place I went to. People were talking when they were in the presence of the Rebbe, of the Lubavitch Rebbe, and it was such an impression, such a deep feeling being in front of the Rebbe, that it would be carried on, it would transform people, that first contact. And so was this memory of the Hasidim who were by the Baal Shem Tov in the moment of his prayer, in the moment of his tefillah, of his davening. And that is the short story of this week. Short by shaking, powerful. Shavua Tov, a good tevoch.